Okay, I'm putting this video out dealing with the distributor on my Honda Accord. And I'm just showing this right now where I got this from the auto parts store. I dealt with this other distributor that ended up not having the correct connector. As you can see, that one with the wires. And I took depend it. That's what it's called, depend. And I thought that I was going to be able to do something about it because it had because it had the same four wires, but two of them were different in color. So I couldn't get it to work right, and it would crank, it would turn over, but it wouldn't crank. So anyway, this one right here is how it came, except for the gasket. I got this the other night at one of the auto stores that had a warehouse, and I could get it immediately. And I said, just go ahead, don't hesitate, get it. So anyway, I'm about to put this together. I already the cap that's right here is the older cap, and let me see. The older distributor is still on the car because I drove last night, but when I got home, I took it off. Took the top off because I'm gonna have to put it on here because this is a refurbished distributor. And when I had them to open it up, because I wanted to make sure that this connector matched the one that was already in the car, the older one, which it did, because that was the problem from the new one. Now, if the new one had the right connector, it would have been on the car. So when that happened and I tried to rewire it to the, let me see, do I have the older connector in here? Oh no, I had to put it back on the older distributor. I forgot to see. I've been doing a lot of switching around or whatnot, but it's a learning lesson regardless. So, and then I'm gonna throw this in here. This pick, this ice pick, my granny's old ice pick. I use that to do the depenning. So if you have anything that's made like this, that it makes that depenning easy to pull those wires out, which is those right there, which I pulled out of this connector. But like I said, if I was able to do it, do the rewiring, I would have been okay. But it just didn't work. I could hear the sound when I tried to turn it over. It gave that put in the exhaust. You could hear it, and I knew it wasn't going to start. So anyway, I'm about to go ahead. Like I said, this gasket right here, the top, the old top, and the gasket were not included with this refurbished distributor. And I have to take the old distributor back to get my core, which is no big deal. They said it was no limit on it. I've done cores before, but I just want to get that information before I left out of the store. So, and of course, I don't have to take the top back, and I don't have to take a gasket back because it wasn't included. So anyway, I'm about to get this done. I got things that I need to do, and hopefully this putting this on will make a difference in the car and the way it's running. And I'm gonna pause it and come back. Okay, I'm gonna make note of this before I pause it and go on to the next procedure. I'm gonna put this old top, I've got it marked on here so that when I do connect it back up, it's the same sequence. I'm gonna put this old top. I'm probably gonna wipe it down real quick. The screws do not come out of this at all. It stays connected. So I'm putting this old top from the old distributor on the new top. Screw it together, and then I'm gonna have to take the old distributor off to actually, that's the only thing I didn't do last night, this morning. So I gotta put it together and then go ahead and take the old one off, and that's when I'll be able to put this new one on. So, all right. Now this is the new distributor cap that I'm going to end up returning, that I'm not going to have to use at all. This is the old distributor that I'm going to have to take off. And I only have 2 bolts, this one right here and this one over here. And I ended up tying this back. Now I don't know if I'll post the other video, but this is the main one. So I'm going to go ahead and take these. Let me see if I can show this bolt. Yeah, I can show it. This is one of the 2 bolts that I'm going to have to take off. And also this is the connector that I'm going to have to disconnect, push the tab in and pull it back. But I have to get something to push that tab down to pull it off. Okay, I got the tab off, tab pulled. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and take this off while I got the camera on. Easy done. Now I'm gonna go and screw the top on, the old distributor cap on the new distributor, the refurbished. Okay, I've got the older top back on the distributor, and I had to make sure that the gasket is lined up right. See how the gasket is sticking out right there? Because on the newer one, it doesn't want to just stay laid down like it was on the older one. See how it's sticking out right there too. And I had to put the top on it just to give it that pressure to try to make it stay in place. So anyway, matter of fact, I think I can screw. I'll get the screws started and then I'll cut it off and screw it. Now this is the older one. That's the one that's not working. And this is the refurbished one that I'm going to end up using. See, that's why I got to make sure. I'm going to have to take it off. I'm going to do it off camera because I see where that gasket is not lined up like it needs to be. See how it's poking up. And while I have this the top back off, I want you to see these little notches where the gasket is supposed to go over, which on the older one, this one right here, on the older one, it's 3 of them. There's the other one. And you see how it doesn't want to stay because when I push it down, it wants to come right back up. Now, I know somebody might say, oh, we'll just get you a new gasket. Yeah, I'll do that. Maybe another time. Right now, I just want to get this on. But if it can fit, then I'm good. Because I thought all of that came with the kit. But for the refurbish, you don't, once again, you don't get the top rotor cap and you don't get the gasket. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. Okay, and I'm going to take some of this oil and put it on the this little part right here. I'm going to take some of this oil and put it on this part right here. Do that. And I'm about to, let me see if I can put this on without. I made a mess earlier. I didn't do this on the older one. Let me see, I got it lined up right. See, I got my stuff marked because I know I'm bad for figuring it out. If I didn't mark it, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Now this one has never been in, so I'm gonna cut this off because that's how far I've got it. Okay, I had to learn that on the end you have to line that little metal part up, which I kind of knew that, but it didn't. It must have lined up on its own before. I didn't, but when you first start trying to put this back in, it seems to be a little problem. But I think as soon as you line it up at the end, and I can show you on the old part, so I won't have to take this back off. But it's on now. I'm gonna show you where it's on. See? I think it is. Yeah, that part, that's where it goes on. So that's when you know it's pushed in right there. It's on. And then this right here, I line it up. That's when I really know that I'm putting it back on in the right position, because I've lined that screw up with that metal hole. Now, as you see, this is the new top that I'm not going to be using at all. This is the old top, and I've gotten it on. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this tab back in here. Getting it off might be somewhat hard, but getting it on is not that bad. But I always make sure, I heard it tap in, click in. I just want to make sure. So now that's it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to take this tape off as far as the the connectors to the spark plug wires until I get this car started. And once I realize that, plus I want to see how this car runs. See, I got somewhere to go, and I really got 2 places to go, but it is what it is. I've gotten it done. It's really not a hard part to take off or even put back on. You just got to you just got to do a look over to find out where the bolts are. Now these screws right here is not hard, but one of those is in a spot. See, I've got little hands, so I'll say it's a skill where I can find stuff without really looking at it. So finding the big bolt on the side is not that bad. I know you hear the helicopter, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and see how this sounds. I'm gonna tighten it up. I use this to unscrew it. Now this is a 15. The other guy that had to untighten my bolts said that he used a 12, but it worked. So I don't know why his would be a 12 and mine would be a 15. Now, for me to tighten it up pretty decent, pretty tight, I'm gonna have to put that on here and use this one, and I'll call it a day. All right.